Well, I mean, it was quite daunting to do a 90s set in the first place. Obviously, in the 90s, I think my age would have been 4 to 12. So when Jimmy came to me and asked us to do a hard dance set initially, I didn't really have a lot of sort of experience from that age with playing any of that sort of stuff. So I asked if I could maybe do something more along the poppy side of things, because as I remember, my main memories of 90s music was dancing around in my bedroom in a pair of Y-fronts with my ghetto blaster, smashing out all the latest hits on Now CDs. So yeah, it was actually wicked to go in, and I think I played it pretty close to the bone with a couple of tracks like Cotton Eye Joe and Gina G, who are just a little bit, but I think the dance floor quite liked it, and I think it's quite a unique experience for the Emporium to hear something like that anyway, so all good. Wow, I've remixed so many tracks over the years. I think I've pretty much done all the main big things I've always wanted to. I think a lot of the tracks I like to remix now are things I hear on the radio, like slightly more underground, like obscure records that can't quite get the parts to, or I don't quite know the right people to do it. But I think one recently I really wanted to do a drum and bass remix of a band called Soundgirl. That was their new single that came out, but I just couldn't find the right people to talk to do it, so unfortunately, yeah, ones like that sort of just go amiss. But yeah, there's loads of stuff I'd love to do, but just can't obviously logistically do it. But nothing that comes to mind, no, because all the big ones I think I've covered now anyway. I've done about 1 million remixes over the years, I've probably ruined them all anyway, so the rest of them are safe. I think my favourite set ever is New Year's Eve 2005. I played the midnight set at Brixton Academy in the main room. I think I was only like 19 or 20 at the time, so it was a massive honour to do something like that at that age. Followed, all I know is Ferry Corson was on the same lineup, and I just remember like meeting him, and it was just such a massive thing. But to play to a room like that was incredible. I've still got the set recorded now, still listen to it quite a bit, but it's just quite a magical moment that was. Yeah, definitely a savage hour in my life that was. No, not really. I mean, I first got into dance music. My older brother gave me a mixtape of all of his trance tracks he was playing at the time. I didn't know anything about music at the time, picked it up by mistake one morning on my paper round and just got into it. And I've always been quite savvy on the technical side of things, hence the name. But when it comes to like computers and technology and things like that, so I was always more interested in how they were put together than DJing, which is why I started producing. I was about 13 years old, I think, just on the PlayStation initially. So obviously I think my influences came from the music my brother was playing me. Yeah, trance initially just kicked it all off for me, and then as I got more exposed to like the harder stuff, initially via a couple of tracks on Dave Pearce's show, Radio 1, and then got into the Extreme Euphorias, and by then I think my production had sort of caught up to the level of release standards, so that was where it sort of kicked off for me. So I was very lucky to be in the right place. I was at the right time. So yeah, massively. Like I only thought about it the other day, but I've been working in the scene after almost 10 years. So in a scene that's so dependent on changing technology and the way music's sold, the way music's made, 10 years is a very long time. I mean, the difference between the sound of the 80s and the 90s, for instance. So even in dance music you're going to get a massive shift. It's nowhere near as bad as people make out it was in comparison to 10 years ago. It's just different. People don't buy as much music, so the money doesn't come via that avenue as much anymore. But there's always other ways to make money in the music scene, and if you want to make it your living, you can do it. You can do it. It just takes a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, and I think the clubs aren't quite as busy as they were. Which is, I think that's more of a say for people's changing interests generally across the world. It's not just in England. It's not just for hard dance clubs that it's happened. It's the same for all types of music. I think people just don't want to go out as much. So yeah, things change. But there's always something around the corner to look forward to, and we never know what it's going to be. So yeah, it's exciting times. Yep, it was my first gig ever. Was in Sweden. I was 16, 17, I think. I was at college, and I took a day off college to fly to Sweden and DJ. And I had no idea how to DJ because I'd never owned decks before. So I turned up with a load of my test presses of my vinyls that I'd had, got on the decks and just winged it for an hour. And I would not like to hear that set back now because I didn't even know what the concept of beat matching was, but just something I picked up from playing out, every weekend. And yeah, I think Considering it was my first gig, I think I got paid quite well, considering, but I think it was purely off the back of my releases. I'm sure after they had my beat matching, they sat there wondering where their euros went and why. Yep. Hard dance wise, I've just mixed a new CD coming out on Tidy. It's a three-disc digital album actually. It's called Bang Up For It 2. Callie's Gage has mixed CD1, I've mixed CD2, and Sam and Dina have mixed CD3. And it's sort of like it's just trying to bring the fun back into the hard dance CDs. They all got a little bit dark, a bit serious and a bit moody, and I think what Sam was trying to do at Tidy was sort of evoke the bonkers mentality from the hardcore scene with the obviously the light-hearted feel of the music, the artwork, the cartoons on the packaging and things like that. So yeah, that came out on Monday, so that's out now on iTunes. Bang Up For It 2. Hardcore wise, I've just mixed the new compilation with Owl Storm. We are CD1 on Hardcore Underground 5, which we spent the best part of 3 months putting together, and yeah, I'm just very glad it's done, because it was a lot of work to try and bring two guys together like myself and Al. We're very productive and being on the same page at all times, know what we want to do. I think we managed to fit 28 tracks into our CD in the end, so yeah, if you're into the hardcore side of things, then yeah, keep a lookout for that end of September. Ooh, it's not since day one, but the most played track I think I've ever played, ever, and I still play it now all the time, is my remix of Stu Allen, Feelin'. It's probably one of my favourite remixes I've ever done. That, and it's either a toss-up between Global Panic or Steve Hill and Technical Weekend. So yeah, those three, I mean, they regularly get an airing in some form or another. We've done new versions of them as well, so the mix downs are all nice and tight again, so no doubt in 5 years when they sound crap we'll do another one. So yeah, we're going to torture you for years with them bad boys. Oh, it's so different now to how it was when I started. It's very, very, very difficult. Honestly, I'm going to be brutally honest, I don't think there's a way anymore you're going to stand out as a DJ playing other people's music. You need to be producing these days. Beat matching, it's almost a dying art, It's so many people can do it now that I know it's such a cliche, you need something to set you apart from the rest, but it's a cliche because it's true, you do need to be writing big records. And I think that's the most important thing to worry about before you worry about DJing. Definitely get a couple of big hits under your belt first that other DJs are smashing, and then you'll get booked off the back of them. I think that's the only advice I can give. That's the only way that worked for me. So yeah, just keep writing music, or start writing music if you don't. Trust me, it's fun. It's very fun. Website is www.technikal.co.uk. You can get me on Facebook. My fan page is also, you can search me with Technikal. I'm on Twitter, @DJ Technikal. Yeah, all the usual portals, I'm all over, all dates are posted up on there, the weeks before the events, any information, and lots of random thoughts from my head as well, which you can put up with. In my phone? Oh, I mean, it's probably not going to sound too impressive. Darren Styles, but that's not very popular, is it? That's not very famous. Either that or... No, that's got to be it. I'm going to say Darren Styles is the most famous person in my phone, because I'm not a groupie and I don't go around keeping celebrities' numbers. I know them all personally, I don't need to ring them, I see them every day, Hi, I'm DJ Technikal and you're watching ClubOverload.com, your one-stop shop for hard dance news.